Hi, my name is Erin Norris, and I'm going to talk to you today about duck preening. If you'll keep your eye on this guy, he's reaching behind his tail feathers and he's squeezing a gland called the preening gland. And what that's doing is it's secreting fat and wax, and then he's going to distribute them among his feathers. In a second here, he's going to lift up his wing. There it goes. And he's distributing them. This is a very important act that ducks do for about 1 to 2 hours a day, depending on the time of the season, if it's mating season or not. We're about to get into all that. Here we go. Preening is incredibly important. If there's a tumor or infection in the preening gland or on the preening gland and it can't secrete the proper amount of wax, ducks will get this thing called wet feather, and it's possible that ducks will drown because there's not enough hydrophobic wax on their feathers to keep them afloat, as they have no muscles within their legs. It's very important for secreting oil, which is distributed through the feathers by preening behavior, maintain luster, flexibility, and integrity of feathers. Because feathers don't have blood flow to them, it's incredibly important that ducks learn to maintain them. Function, once again, as we said, hydrophobic feathers for them to float. Also chemical communication. Hormones and pheromones are distributed from fats, and if there's a fat gland and then you take that fat and you put it onto your feathers, it's kind of a way of promoting your fitness as olfactory systems are ignited and engaged. It also helps with cleanliness, as you can tell ABIs from water birds' bodies, thus representing a possible source of infection on a preening activity. It's incredibly important that they clean themselves so that they don't get diseases. Evolution. It is thought that most all birds evolved from this guy or a cousin of this guy. Most all birds have preening glands, which is a pretty strong case for evolution. There's different size preening glands based on what they need. So most birds that spend their lives in water have larger preening glands by proxy, and other birds that fly have smaller ones. Each lobe is composed in numerous glandular tubulars, which are arranged in a radial pattern, each tubular is central, containing fatty materials surrounded by several layers of cells. Most all birds have this, which is very interesting and a very strong case for evolution. Causation, female ducks, as we talked about, hormones, mating, and young recognition. This is a chemical communication, also a way of finding your young. You put your preening gland onto your young, and then that way it sort of marks this as yours. So the mama duck can find it and knows where it is. Male ducks, same. Hormones for mating, as well as communication, a chemical communication, either when being threatened or otherwise. A lot of times when ducks are threatened, they'll get up and sort of span their wings and sort of, in a way, waft their hormones towards their opponent as a way of saying, I'm bigger and badder than you are. Development, mother ducks and their young, and then when those young then create sexual pheromones, and then they have olfactory systems that ignite, and then they can also use preening glands for partner recognition, and then once again, as before, they can use preening glands on their own young for young recognition. In conclusion, hormones, young recognitions, ways of communicating, cleanliness, hydrophobic, these are all very, very important reasons for preening.